Yeah, something.
Register.
When you're ready, yeah, starting.
Oh, you're starting, yeah? Yeah, it's loading. I can see, yeah, I can see it.
Is the sound coming?
It's coming through, but you know what? It's not. You got to put the volume up. It's not recording the computer audio.
So that's not. So just
it's not doing computer audio. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can hear it like it's coming out of your headphones.
Okay.
He knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Most people were silent. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose that I thought that one way or another.
Shalom Akim, that's listening. We're gonna start in a second. Oh, you switched it back over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, I can switch it back. I just want to see.
Yeah, the stream seems to be working fine as well. We got another light.
Okay. And then this one done.
Hey, bro, you can get up that beautiful reading footage, man, with that Germany thing.
Oh, Munich.
We'll go with that and kick into that. Get into the main. That beautiful footage. That horrible, horrific event.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Inhumane.
That man just get the thesaurus out, find every word that's related to horrible or awful. Is it showing what's on that screen? How you done? Just leave up. Guten Tag. Hey! Yeah, can we just showing that some of the footage that's come out, man, from Germany.
A couple of these men were getting like they were getting sorted out.
No, get seasoned up like chicken.
No, it was
Like
it wasn't a good day, man. It was a busy day, music.
Where's the one you had with the supermarket where they, or whatever, where they were running like?
No, that wasn't running.
Yeah.
That's the foundation.
No stumbling. Okay,
That's the McDonald's one. Where's the other one?
Why you still don't do track and field?
right. Okay, yeah.
Can't find it?
Nah, what's that?
Maybe they took it down.
I think you
That sound like it right there.
I need to switch.
Are you ready? Hey, check this out, Arkin, man. Terror.
As women in travail.
In the background, like, yeah. Even trying to run, like.
Run, Forrest.
You're like silly, bro. Computer simulation.
Yeah, we'll kick it off, man. Oh boy. All right, Shalom, Arkim.
Shalom.
You know, first I'd like to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.
Praise to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI.
You know, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there that's on the highways and the byways teaching this word, you know, sincerity and truth. This is going to be another session, Gmslondon News Report, where we go over, you know, current events and filter it through the Bible, man, through prophecy. Okay, and like we always say, we are at the end of the end, and we are in the last days of the last days, man. And pretty much today, we were looking to cover certain things which have happened in the UK this week, pertaining to the Trident missile system. Okay, but before we get into that, there's breaking news which came out there about 2 hours ago. There's been a which it looks like a false flag, but I mean, hey, it looks like a false flag, but there's going to be more things that's going to happen because guys are going to get inspired by these false flags and they're going to become real. But there's been a shooting in Germany, man. I believe 6 people. So far, they're saying 6 people have been shot.
It's different reports.
Different reports
saying like 5 dead.
Well, you got it there, bro. So you could just bring out what's going on.
Yeah, one from N24 says 3 shooters, 5 dead, multiple wounded. All personnel deployed and additional services. They locked off public transport already as well. So it's like you got bare people walking home, but then they're saying, okay, now they don't know what's going on. So people just run into shops, like shop owners open their doors. Everyone's just hiding in the back room. like on top of like the sacks of food, just hoping they don't get shot up, man. So hey, it's chaos, man. Free shooters. That just means when it first came out as well, they said there was just one shooter in the mall, that guy on the roof that was, I showed the footage of earlier. Then like now they said like they took him out, and now they're saying okay, everything was fine. Then lo and behold, there's some more shit popping up, man. It's a summer of chaos right now, man.
You'll get Isaiah 57 and 21. You see, pretty much, you had World War One and World War Two, which were moments. I believe World War One was from 1914 to 1918. Then you had a period after that of peace in Europe, and then you had World War II, which was 1939, I believe, to 1945, and pretty much after that, there's been peace in Europe. They formed NATO. They formed NATO, and they formed the what's it called? The European Commission or something like that. Common market, and then the EU, and pretty much what they said was the whole point of setting up the EU and NATO was to bring these European countries back together to bring in a period of peace in Europe. So basically, for the most part, Europe has been untouched, and they've been going out into the rest of the world and terrorizing the people in other parts of the earth, either indirectly, okay, which that's in the scriptures. They wave their hands. Someone can get that. I think in the book of Psalms. You know what it is, right? They've been through their MI6 and their MI5, CIA, and these different alphabet secretive groups. They've been going into other countries throughout the world and basically causing destruction and terror. Okay, right now, especially in the Middle East, but they've been doing it in South America. They've been doing it in Africa. So to them continents, mass shootings and wars and military coups and all these things is nothing new to them. They've been going through that. But to these Europeans, like these Germans, these British people, most of them, especially in these generations that are alive today, they don't know war. They don't know mass shootings. They don't really know death. They've been living in a state of bliss for a long time. But through the Spirit of the Lord, that status that the West has had of being a peaceful place is being taken away. Okay, now we know that the elites have a hand in it, but the scripture says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So it's the Lord is moving the elites to bring these terrorists now. Now things that you would hear that would happen in Baghdad, that would happen in Nigeria, that would happen in what's some other fucked up countries, man? Sudan,
Somalia,
Iraq, Guatemala. Now these things are happening in the heartland of Europe, and they're shocked. This can't happen in France. This can't happen in Germany. Well, guess what? It's happening, and more is going to happen. Okay, you got the precepts?
Psalms 58 and 2. Yea, in heart you work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth.
Yeah, Esau, the so-called white man, has been going around the world setting up wars and fighting wars. Here it is. Let's just deal with the 90s going onwards. They went over, blasted the hell out of Iraq twice. They had the first war, which was what was it called? The Gulf War. Okay. Before that, they set up the war between Iran and Iraq. That was all set up by British intelligence and the CIA. Then they blasted Iraq. Then they came back after 2001 and blasted Iraq again. Okay, the whole Boko Haram thing is set up. The Afghanistan, the longest running war in recent history, they're over there killing Afghanistanis by the thousands, blowing up hospitals. You understand what I'm saying? Blowing up hospitals. They're over there in Afghanistan and Pakistan, dropping fucking artillery from drones on weddings, man. with women and children there. That doesn't come on the news. They don't, when these things happen, they don't come on the news and say, oh, this is a horrible event. No, they don't give a fuck. But as soon as a few crackers get put to death, that's the most horrific event in the history of mankind.
No.
You reap what you sow, man. You had that precept in yeah, bring that out, man. Esau has been bringing nothing but violence on the earth, man, and he's going to continue to do so. But that violence is going to come home to where he is, man. Western Europe, man, right here in Britain, man. There's going to be blood on the streets. Britain is going, man.
Psalms, Psalm 58.
Yeah, read up. Yeah.
Psalm 58 and 2. Yea, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth.
Right, now get the other precept. Isaiah 57 and 21.
Isaiah 57 and 21. There is no peace, saith my power, to the wicked.
So you devils, you thought like it was going to be all hunky-dory. But guess what? The Lord has prescribed that where you live, Edom, because wherever you Edomites are is Edom, death is going to stalk you. Blood is going to pursue you. That's also in the scriptures. Let's get that. That's in that's right. Okay. Blood is going to pursue you, Edomites, man. All right. And right now it's they're doing false flags, but real soon actual heathens are going to be inspired by these false flags. You got heathens who've lost their mother, who've lost their father, or they've lost their children as a direct result of what you devils do. And they're looking on the news, Tony Blair is responsible for over 1 million Iraqis being put to death, and all they're having is an inquiry. And this has got to be like the 5th inquiry. Don't you know that the heathen, you got certain heathens out there that they're going to start saying, fuck this shit, man. And they're going to be inspired by these false flags to do it for real. Okay? This thing is going to escalate, man. And it's going to get out of control. They're going to start hunting crackers. They're going to start bringing the pain. Go on up.
Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom.
And this is part of it. You see them crackers, they were running up and down in that damn shopping mall, screaming in terror. There's more of that to come. See, you've been living that good life, man. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. Now it's going to turn into a nightmare. Okay? Your whole society is going to turn into Mad Max. Little Jimmy's going to get put to death. Little Sarah's going to get put to death. That's why that truck ran them motherfuckers over, man. Is that, you finished on that precept?
It's really, it's equal 35 and 5.
35 and 5, get that. But that's all good.
Yeah, that's the same. It's the
Same, yeah, same point.
Yeah.
The Lord is going to start bringing more judgment down you Edomites, man. For too long, the hand of the Lord has been off you. The hand of the Lord ain't really been on you Edomites like that. You ain't had to deal with shoot Jake. Now you talking about Jake. Jake know about shootouts, mass shootings and all that. Jake know about that, man. Wherever you from the islands, wherever you from West Africa, Jake know about that kind of stuff. It's you Edomites that don't know. You gonna find out.
Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Yeah, you devils, you Edomites here in Europe, you like to act like you're so innocent and you are so perfect. You're angelic, man. You don't deal with violence. Well, later on in the program, we're going to show how much money you devils have spent on nuclear armaments, man. You devils, you glorify it in the sword, man. You glorify it in bloodshed. But as soon as 1 or 2 of you devils get put to death, it's a huge outrage. It's the biggest crime in history because you're just so innocent. You just wouldn't harm a fly, would you? But you've had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. You've always killed our people, man. In the history and even to this very day. And we know that you are planning on killing more of our people, man. But in the midst of all that, many of you are going to die. And then you're going into slavery, man. The joyride is going to be over for you devils, man. The Lord is going to take that left-hand hedge that he had over you off. And you're going to be left out there, man, like a sheep that no man taketh up, man. And you ain't got no friends in this world, man. You so-called white people don't have no friends. And we're going to get it in the scriptures, man. Everyone hates you because of men. That hold that. Get that real quick in Habakkuk. I got it. Because of men's blood. You devils really want to act like you're some peaceful people, man. Fucking devils, man.
The second chapter.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start
From, what was it, 5? Is that right?
Yea, also because he transgressed.
Yeah, go on.
Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. He's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell.
He enlargeth his desires hell. You devils have been gobbling up the world's wealth to yourself, enjoying what? That's why you're known as the first world. Wherever you devils are is known as the first world, and wherever Jake and the heathen are is the third world. Hey, even them ghettos is basically the third world within the first world. You know what I'm saying? How did that occur? Because you devils are so smart, because you're so righteous, because you're so kind, because you're so loving. No, you got it through deceit and the sword, man. This is the truth about your history, man. Through deceit, through usury, through the sword. And then a few of you pigs get gutted, and it's like you're on the news like, yes, terrible, awful, awful. But last week you done dropping drone, you dropping drone bombs with
those report of I think it was like 5 families or something. They said the US said like a drone strike accidentally killed like 5 families, 80-something people in Syria.
Fuck.
And then there was like that was barely reported. Like there was no outcry, no anything. And now you've had like the number is 6.
Yeah.
Like they're saying 6 people in Munich have died. And this is the inhumane atrocity.
Yeah, it's the crime of the universe.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to start having people, Syrians, Iraqis, all different these people, they're going to start fucking setting their eyes on you devils. They're going to be inspired by these false flags, man. And mark my words, you're going to get heathens going, yo, I'm going to get me a truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's only a truck, man.
Because you got guys right now, they're drowning, they drop them in mourning because of how many family members they've lost, man. You got a lot of heathens out there with nothing to lose, man. They done seen their baby daughter get a 50 caliber bust open her head looking like something out the thing, man. Looking like her head's looking like one of them egg sacs from Alien. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be some real dudes, man.
Who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death.
He's as death. Anywhere you so-called white people go, death follows you. You are as death. Hey, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer said what? I am become death, the destroyer of worlds, man. Look what you do, man. Was Hiroshima and was it Nagasaki? Was that horrible? You damn devils! Or the damn Arabs are just. You ever hear a bunch of crackers talking? When the crackers talking about these Arabs, they talk about the Arabs like they're like the most craziest, the worst thing that's ever happened in history. But your death count, you devils, your kill count is through the roof. No one can't compete with the so-called white man when it comes to killing, man. When it comes to death, you done mastered death on so many different levels, man.
I got a quick piece.
Bring it out.
Obadiah 1 and 1-2. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. It's the point. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Yeah, because people are realizing that you're the damn devil, man. That you ain't gonna change, man. You're playing games with the planet, man. And then you turning around, you destroying people's livelihoods where they live. And they're fleeing to your land because they're thinking your land offers some kind of peace and security. and you coming up against them. Sure. Go on, carry on with you are. No?
It says, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations, man. You so-called white people, beginning with the European powers, have spoiled many nations. This is an undisputable fact. While you're parading around the world as being this philanthropist, you know, you just so giving. You know, you trying to help the world. You have spoiled many nations, man. Beginning with the nation of Israel. Okay, go on.
It says, the nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood.
Because of men's blood. You know how much blood you spilt, man, just over the last 10, 20 years? How many families you destroyed? With your bombs?
Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness in his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house.
Yeah, you've done all these things, this wickedness, and you think you're going to dwell in safety, man. You devils are not going to dwell in safety, man. The death is going to descend upon Europe, man. Europe is going to face death that's never been seen before, man. It's going to be worse in Europe than anywhere else, man. Europe and America, where you devils live, is going to turn into a bloodbath, man. You people don't have to deal with famine. Man, it's going to get bad up in here. Especially when them Russian troops start moving through Europe too. Okay.
Right. Shall I continue on?
You know, that's it on that. You had a precept on?
Yeah. This is on Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5 first. It says here, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Like the brother was saying, you know, they come around this righteous attitude like they've never done a damn thing. Okay, but every other atrocity that happens around the world, man, it's some great atrocity, you know, and the work of the devil is, you know, on that real evil level. Not forgetting what the so-called white man has done. You know, like brother mentioned, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, just destroyed the whole city full of gooks, man. You know, for what? You know, to make a point.
But the war was like, they'd already lost. The war was done, like.
Japan gave up already, man.
Japan was finished, bro.
But the white man still decided to destroy Nagasaki and Hiroshima, man. And, you know, and obviously Jake on the slave ships, okay, the Native Americans, everything you've done is you've nothing but a blood show behind you, man. But you're somehow not guilty when these things happen. Okay, this is and they that sell and say, blessed be the Lord, I am rich, and their own shepherds pity you not. Okay, all this gain you've got out of all of this, man, and that's what you really care about. You're living good right now, and you don't care.
Yep.
Okay, but that leads me on to Isaiah 47. All right, verse 8. It says here, therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly. Like brother mentioned, you've not really been through nothing, man. Nothing's happened to you. Okay, you've not really been touched like that, like the other nations have, what you've done to these other nations. Okay, but all these things are going to come upon you now. Okay, because right now you're living a nice life, you know, you think life's, you know, hunky-dory, you know, because you're in the first world, and you don't got to deal with, you know, conflicts on the scale of Eastern Europe and you know, the Middle East and that kind of shit. Okay, but it says that says in the heart, I am none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Okay, every day, you know, these Arabs getting blown the fuck out of, man. Children are dying all day long, and no one gives any account of that whatsoever. You know, no matter Jake babies you fed to alligators, man. And here, no one trying to make no account for that.
you bring it up, they'll say like, why, like, you need to forget the past.
Yeah.
But then these guys ain't forgotten, like, that's some nonsense, man. Because, bro, Germany is still paying them so-called them fake Jews like reparations, man.
Yep.
Every year.
Yeah,
That's right.
this is in verse 9. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. The great death and destruction is coming to you, so for white people, man. You first world nations and then you know the elites and all that. Okay,
You second Ezra the 15th chapter.
you're gonna get touched. You're gonna outcry. You're gonna be wailing, wailing national achievement. Okay, when that day comes. So they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. Okay, you all know America's built upon witchcraft, man.
And you see America falling apart, man. You see that first of all, these Edomites, the middle class is being totally decimated, man. Now they're learning what it's like to live in the cold. They're being dragged out of their delicate nest, into the cold world, which we all know and endure, okay? And they're upset. That's why the whole thing with Trump, they're upset. They're trying to see Esau in the spirit can feel like something ain't right, man. Like they're losing, but they are losing. You Edomites are going down, man. That life you were living for that period of time, you ain't gonna go back to that. That good upper middle class living is done away with. There's only one way to go right now, and it's down. For all you Edomites, man. It ain't gonna get no better than this world, man. I'm glad to say it. It's just gonna get worse. Okay? Get ready for random killings, man. And then when we get your ass to slavery, with the spirit of YAHAWASHI, that's gonna be the oh man. That's inexplicable terror, man.
This is Proverbs 24. Reading verse 21. It says, for there shall be no rewards for evil man, cannot be true proud. And some fear of the Lord, and then not do change. For the clan shall fight suddenly, and the hope. These things water belongs to the wise, it is not criticized for the person's discussion. We are saying unto the wicked are righteous, because he's the righteous one, and he will follow after him like he's okay. To him shall people curse. From which God is saying that he despises among nations. And that's the time we come into, man. People are seeing that the one is for shit, and these humans are alive up against them. And so these force attacks, but they don't need force attacks no more. They don't need actual attacks. To get to practice, man.
And that time is coming, man. Because people are getting sick and tired of this bullshit, man. You can't push that much evil out into the world. It's not going to come back to you, man. It's not going to come back. It sounds problem, sir. Well, yeah, that's not what's going on. Yeah, it's just Satan, man. Read the precept.
This is Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Right. So already, this is the main topic we're going to get into. Well, we get the chance to bring up an article about the trial when the UK parliament. Yeah, we bring that up. Basically, over in the UK, there's been a big debate as to whether they were going to renew the trial missile system, which is a deterrent. The UK's nuclear deterrent. And pretty much there was a big debate because it's going to cost something like they estimate from 100 billion to 250 billion. And that's including the running costs. And pretty much they passed it. The government's going to get the
Well, because it's not like I'm looking at something.
It says here that the trying to cost at least 25 billion.
That's how much money Esau spending on the sword, man. Okay? And when you go back, that's just in Britain. Britain and America, Esau in general spends a lot of money on the sword. In fact, so I'm getting Revelation, I believe it's 6.
Yes. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4.
Right, we good? Seems like it's all a bit fuzzy there.
Focus.
Focus. I think it's gone.
Oh, they're not on him much too. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you good? Right. Yeah, so basically they got the UK's got like 4 nuclear subs, which is part of the, which we're gonna get into the information, all right? But it shows you that Esau was given that great sword, man, and Esau was given the blessing of the sword, and he gets very excited about the sword, man. When you watch these documentaries and they're talking about the sword, talking about the nuclear weapons and all that, Esau was all in it. In one of the documentaries, one guy said, the guy in America who's the head of the Polaris program, they said he was likened, well, you're gonna have to turn that down. He was likened onto an evangelist, how enthusiastic he was. The guy said that when they were developing the nuclear submarines, he said they had to basically, they didn't have to tell guys to come in early. They come in early anyway, and they had to force guys to go home at night because they were just so energized into this sword thing, man. That's what Esau really puts his energy into, man, and his money, the sword, the military, and that's known. They find it hard to give money to Jake. Oh, you guys on welfare. They complain about welfare, but they never complain about how much money they're spending on these nuclear weapons, because they're about that power they get from the sword, man. That's what they're really about, man. You got Revelation, you got article on.
Yeah, on the cost, the one
on
the links.
Yeah, there's one on
the reality show.
I got a quick
yeah. Yeah, that's one as well. If you just pull out the information so the brothers can know what happened.
Yeah, I'll just go.
And then yeah, you bring up the precept.
Just a quick one.
And I can't see the comments, bro. Is there any way of making it any bigger?
Can you see me?
My eyes are, I didn't want to bring my glasses out yet.
Yeah, I'll read this. This is
Are you supposed to get Revelation?
no.
Oh,
I've got this. I just want to read this precept quickly.
okay.
What you were saying. This is Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. But the reason why I bring it out is because it said cunning hunter. So when you hunt, what's your main tool set that you have? The tools that you have is weaponry. You'd have to have many different types of snares, different types of weaponry. Know how to sharpen up the arrows and whatnot. and I just looked up the word cunning. There it is. And the word that was there, what I say,
It's gone.
just disappeared. Wait one second. Is Strong's,
You have to speak over it.
lock here. Strong's H 3045, and it reads Yadai, and it basically says to know, to learn, to know, to perceive and see. So like the brother was saying about them sitting there and really getting into it.
They go into it.
That's it. To
Hey,
distinguish.
Watch that Discovery program, Future Weapons. Them guys are actually busting nuts on the program, talking about them weapons, man.
Yeah.
About them different tanks that they're developing. Esau is all about that sword, man. But it's prophecy. In fact, if you can get the blessing of Esau, we'll get that. And it proves that you so-called white people are Esau, man, because you're at the forefront of development of weaponries, man. And all kinds of different weaponry. You go all intricate into it, which we're going to get into it, man. The Manhattan Project. How much money was spent putting into the Manhattan Project to create a weapon of mass destruction, man?
Even weaponizing diseases and stuff.
Weaponizing diseases.
You know?
You devils have got all different type of fighter jets, all how different type of guns. You know how many different type of guns these devils have developed?
Yeah.
You think all the guns derived from some Call of Duty?
Even like the guns, like each country has their own individual like model,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Russians
Very
got
national
the
gun.
AK, the Kalashnikov, then the US got the M16.
Even them normal Edomites. When they get their gun, if you go on them YouTube channels that talk about guns, you got standard everyday Edomites, and they're just experts on the weaponry, and they'll actually get their weapon and modify it, man.
Engineer it a
They'll-
certain
yeah.
way to shoot a certain way.
Jake ain't trying to do all that. Jake could just get the strap. Oh, Jake knows it was when it's on the 9. He said, yeah, it's a 9.
Niggas are playing man.
Jake don't even know what caliber rounds the bullet takes, man.
Hey, what's thingy, man? City of God, man. My man come around with all the guns. He didn't even get like what was it, Little Z, when the guy was bringing them all the cops' guns. He didn't even care what ones were there was breaking it down to him. He just grabbed whatever and said, this looks good. All them men taking pictures with
We
the
had
gun.
Knockout Ned, who was actually in the army, and he was after that specific gun. He said, he didn't bring this gun, man. But that's niggas.
Niggas ain't about that, man. But Esau gets all into that stuff. You got the blessing. So we're gonna start bringing out some of this information, man.
It's Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword.
And that's happened. The chief places in the earth are in Esau's possession, man. Esau will go anywhere in the world and buy anything anywhere and live there. The Hamptons, all of that. Okay? All the nice places in Costa Rica, Esau buy that up and put a ranch there. So Esau possesses the fatness of the earth, man. You know.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
By thy sword, meaning Esau, his thing is 100% carnal, man. Here it is, the Lord have said Israel's gonna possess the kingdom. Esau wants to use his sword to upset the prophecies, man. He's a carnal man. He actually thinks that he gonna be able to develop the sword in order to upset what is written in the scriptures. Like a sword can go against the spirit. The sword can't go against the spirit, man. We ain't getting the kingdom of heaven because of a sword. Because we gonna sit there and, hey brother, you got that wrench, and we gonna put together the most dirtiest, mightiest sword, neutron, dark energy bomb. You know what I'm saying? We gonna receive the kingdom because thus saith the Lord. Esau don't roll like that. Esau don't deal with thus saith the Lord. He's not a spiritual man. He's a carnal man. So everything he tries to do everything based upon the sword, based upon carnal power.
And that's how you know he was Cain as well.
That's how you know he was Cain. Even in the movie X-Men Apocalypse, he said what? These guys call themselves superpowers. Why? Because they got that nuclear weapon. They got the ability to be destructive. In fact, there's a quote that says the only true power is the power that people fear or respect, is the power to cause death and pain. And I believe that quote is from a novel, because Esau knows, man. That's what Esau revels in, death, the ability to cause death and pain. And he calls it a nuclear deterrent. Really what it is a threat to any other nation.
Yeah.
If you step against me, I will blow the shit out of you, man.
Yeah, that's like when thinking what Theresa May, what she was saying was like more or less, you know, we need it as a deterrent against. They say, can you guarantee that within the next 10 years there might not be another nuclear threat? They'll mention
but we can guarantee there will be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, these guys are talking some shit, man. Basically, it's like they know what's going down, man. They know it's gonna come to a nuclear war.
Yep.
But then, yo, that's like all these guys trying to come up against it. They don't realize they're Edomites, man.
And it was always set up.
That sword, man.
If you watch, there was another thing with the nuclear weapons, man. There was an interview with when they had some Hebrew Israelites on a talk show. I forgot who it was that was on the talk show.
Montel.
Was it Montel Jordan? Or I think it was another one. And you had some guys from One West on there, and one Edomite got up in the crowd and he said, well, you know, he was all, you know, Esau, because they were saying, look, you so-called white people going in slavery. Well, since you believe all that, well, why don't we just shoot you all then? Why don't we just drop a nuke on you? So that's even in the back of the mind of these average everyday peon crackers. We'll just nuke you. Oh, them are Arabs, just nuke them. Because that's, okay, the brother said it was the Montel Jordan show. That's the spirit of Esau. Oh, you niggas think that you gonna take the kingdom? We'll just nuke you. We got the nukes, nigga. That's Esau's spirit, man. And that's his gift. Hey, we get it in the precepts. Revelation 6.
I go.
Okay, bring it all out. Then we're gonna get them articles.
Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappointed, cast them down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Which is thy sword. Because Esau is basically, the Lord is using Esau to bring a lot of death and destruction on the earth, man. Especially on you Jakes. And Esau loves nothing better, man.
It runs nicely into Revelation 6, yep. It's Revelation chapter 6.
You gotta read up, bro.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. So then there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
And that's the so-called white man. He has taken peace from the earth, man. Since the Esau has been in rulership over this earth and influencing world affairs, there's been nothing but wars on the face of the planet Earth, man. There hasn't been a day on this planet where there hasn't been wars, man. Beginning with the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and their different intelligence services, they either do wars directly or they set up wars indirectly, man, and pit nations and countries against each other, man. This man is the devil. This man set up a world war. 2 world wars. 2 world wars. The first world war, the estimated 80 million, what was it? Estimated was 60 million, 80 million. The second world war was something like 150 million people dead. Mostly civilians. Esau did that. Not no Negro did that, man. Denzel Washington didn't do that, man. Stookie Williams didn't do that. You so-called white people did that, man. You set up a conflict that killed hundreds of millions of people, man. But we're violent. We're violent because Jake shoots a cop. We're violent. You start a world war, man. You set up man. Anyway, let's bring out the articles, man.
You want to finish the scripture?
Oh yeah, finish it up. Oh yeah. This man, he gets you.
So yeah, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
A great sword. That great sword was beginning with that Manhattan Project. That's the chief sword that they possessed, is the nuclear weapon. But their whole entire military as a whole is a great sword. When you're talking about America, if you look up the statistics, which I don't know if I had the article up there. Okay. I don't know if you want to pull that up real quick.
The expenditure one.
Yeah, these devils, man. America itself spends hundreds of millions on their military. Their military is fucking vast, man. America and NATO, them guys have got military armaments for years, man. When you're talking about the Navy, when you're talking about the Air Force, and what's the other one they got? The Army. The Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, man. And all three branches of the military have nuclear weapons. Which we're gonna, when you're talking about Trident, you're talking about the naval branch. Because you got something called the nuclear triad, and we're gonna get into that. Esau gets all cunning with it, man.
So it's got this is on Wikipedia. It's got basically list of countries by military expenditures, and then you go to the list. First on the list is the United States, and it says spending in billion dollars, and it's got 597.5 billion. Man.
God damn.
And then like the second after it,
That's more than half a trillion, man.
yeah.
No.
And then second after it is China with 145 billion.
Which they're just catching up.
Yeah.
Because what year is this for?
This is for 2000 and I think it's 15. Oh well, I think it's 2015. Yeah.
And China's just catching up. These devils have been spending that kind of money for years.
Yeah.
While Jake has been in the ghetto, and while they're complaining about welfare moms getting a couple dollars every month, Esau going in spending on weaponries, man.
Even what was it? Prime Minister's questions. Someone mentioned like the 350 mil they were meant to be saving from the Brexit.
Yeah, NHS, yeah.
Yeah, they're saying okay, that's meant to go towards it. That's not going to go towards NHS, man. That's first things first. That's going to go into the missiles, man. Their missile systems, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Esau, it's that the thing is, the NHS has been on decline.
Yeah.
For like people, when I was 5 years old, people saying NHS this, that, nurses don't get paid enough. There ain't enough doctors on.
They ain't got no money.
They don't give a fuck about
But
that,
then
man.
as soon as another war comes up,
Hey, Britain's there, man.
They're just there, man. Libya, Syria, they're just there, ready to blaze. That's what gets Esau wet, man. Esau, that's what gets Esau excited, man. That's his blessing, man. All right. You got the article on the Trident thing?
On the spending.
Yeah, we'll bring that out. Yeah, so basically what happened is these devils, they've decided to reinvest into their nuclear deterrent. But what they don't understand is that they're not going to get an opportunity to invest that money in the nuclear deterrent, because then nuclear weapons are going to be used. And they're going to be fired on their ally that they got the weapons from in the first place, which is America. Because the Trident missile system comes from the Poseidon. You see, because the reason they call it Trident is going back to Neptune's, which Neptune is Poseidon. So they deal with the pagan gods, man. That's why everything they do is Apollo this, Poseidon this. But they're a God-fearing Christian country. But everything they do somehow seems to be linked back to Greek mythology.
Man ain't even got a Mary up in there. Like you think Esau, you know, like woman worship.
Yeah.
They have a Mary, but then they got Juno, like off in Jupiter somewhere. Apparently.
Yeah. They got the Trident, which is the modern day one. That's the latest version, Trident 2. But before the Trident missile system, which is an ICBM system, they had a mid-range or long-range system, which was the long-range system was the Poseidon system. And then before the Poseidon, the first system they had was the Polaris system, which was developed by America, the naval force, a special weapons unit. And that was basically because with the situation, they called but bring out the information on the nuclear triad. I think they called it, the link should be there. You got the nuclear triad because they got the Air Force has nuclear weapons. The Army has nuclear weapons. They man that with the silos. But the thing is about those weapons is they can be intercepted or destroyed preemptively. That's why they had to develop something, the naval submarine nuclear weapons, because the submarines cannot be detected. They're always out there, so they can't be hit first. So they'll always have a way to return fire. That's why they set up the whole Trident missile system against Russia. So if Russia was to try and do a first strike, the first strike wouldn't really stop them from firing back on Russia. So it's meant to stop either side from even doing it in the first place. Yeah. But guess what? They're going to do it. They're going to do it, man. It's prophecy. Okay? Hey, so what?
I'll go out, but I was just going to add, because that's like, was it Theresa May was saying, like, I think the Scottish MPs were saying, look, man, because the nuclear subs they've got, they're stored in Scotland, like on the western edge of Scotland, and they were saying, okay, are you gonna, like, because Scotland want independence as well, it's creating a whole hubbub, and they're saying basically, like, look, man, what are you gonna do about those? Because they're saying that's gonna be the first strike place that will get hit if it does go to nuclear war. Then it's going to be Scotland getting wiped off the face of the earth first, man.
Yeah,
they're all upset.
Salaki, the brother from Sin City mentioned Hunt for Red October, Crimson Tide. Yep, that's all talking about the Trident, because America has 16, I believe. They have 16 nuclear subs armed in their system, and then UK has 4 of them. You know. But these things are not going to stop America. Those weapons were made to be used predominantly on America, and some of them missiles are going to hit Russia and other places in the earth too. You see, they think they're not going to use them. They're going to be used. The Lord is going to make sure they get used. So they're all trying to reinvest. Look, you ain't going to be here to reinvest. You ain't gonna be here. They're saying about 2028 or something like. Nah, man, their missiles are gonna be used soon enough.
5, 6, 3, 2, 0, 0, 4.
Oh shit. Hey, shalom, Mark.
Hey, shalom, Mark.
Hey, you on, Ark? You on?
Yeah, all right. Hey, shalom, YAHAWASHI, no, Shadrach of man, shalom. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this out quickly, and I'm gonna read the scripture. I heard you brothers talking about Theresa May. Let me read this quickly. Get to the point. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that you have but a time." And I mean, boy, man, let us speak, man. I mean, we've got information you probably going and listening to, and hey, we've got. I mean, today there must have been some incident in Germany where there was some shooting happened up there. You know, I think today, and pretty much as we've been seeing, man, there's been a lot of shootings going on, man. I mean, there was another incident that happened in America where the police, someone must have threw a bag in the police officer's car, and it was like a fake detonator. So the police they drove off because they thought it was going to detonate, and then pretty much they cornered the guy. Later on, they're using the CCTV, you know, that big brother eye watching you type shit, and then happened was they cornered him off, and then instead of, because he said I've got a bomb, he said he had a bomb on himself. They actually got a drone, and they fucking seized him using the drone, man. So this is getting ridiculous because now, well, it's getting beautiful, really, but we're seeing the police in America using fucking robots to either kill these so-called terrorists that are shooting them, or these spook men, or whatever you want to call them, or they're getting these drones to get them arrested. So that's some crazy shit, man. That proves that we're in the end times, man. And I'm gonna read this article about you brothers are talking about the weapons, because we're all in a World War III right now, and it's all hotting up, man. It's all hotting up. This is the Guardian.com. I mean, if you want to check it out, if you put in Theresa May lying over trial, at least I hope she is. Here it says, in one of her first acts as Prime Minister, Theresa May sat down to write the commanders of our 4 nuclear submarines, laying out what she would like them to do in the event of a nuclear attack. So this is pretty much one of the first things that she's done since she got in, was pretty much set up some strategic war games. And pretty much it's obviously going to be against the Russians, man, because big enemies at the moment. It says these handwritten instructions, the so-called letters of last resort, are locked in the boat safes, only to be opened if an attack has knocked out all contact with government. No one has ever opened one. So this is the first thing she's done. So this putting in her in is a strategic move. It's just like if they say they're gonna have Trump in, or if they don't do that, if they say, look, we're gonna keep a bomb
we're going to suspend the elections, and we're going to keep him for an extra term, you know, and have that martial law in. But like I said, I'll read this scripture again. I'll read this verse again, Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, Esau, is come down unto having great wrath, because he knows that he have but a short time. So Esau speeding this up, man. With all this mad going on, one minute it's Germany, next minute it's niche, then the America's popping off, they're opening up, killing these 2/3 and all of that. So he's getting popping, man. The Lord's stirring up he's stirring up that pot of that good nuclear stuff, you know what I'm saying? He says here, let me read more into this, man. He says the generals was not being skirmish. He was responsible for tens of thousands of deaths. Rather, he was making the point that if Britain had been the victim of a nuclear attack, then the game was already up and there would be little left to defend. Firing in such circumstances would be tactically pointless. Indeed, it would be murderous revenge, nothing more. You want their last action on earth to be one of mass genocide. So this is pretty much in a letter. I mean, if you read it all, you'll see it come together, because I'm not going to read all of it. But since she's come in, they're talking about the end times, mass genocide, you know, their end pretty much. And that's a beautiful thing, man, because the word says that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. So YAHAWASHI is pretty much setting up ready to come back, man, whenever he gets the green light from the Most High, man. Let me read on down here, because you brothers are talking about the investment that they got. It says, so Parliament has just committed well over 100 billion on weapon systems that we won't use, that we mustn't use, and that even the Russians know we won't use. They know this because the only situation in which we think about pressing the button will be precisely the situation in which there was not at any point in pressing the button. So pretty much this is the sign times, and this is what, you know, while these stupid fucking monkey boys sitting out there watching entertainment systems and all that all day, you know, their government, whether it be in the States or in England or wherever, they're planning this martial law, man. Look at what just happened over there. Turkey, the coup. And if you was over there, bro, them civilians over there were bugging out. So, you know, it's looking great, bro. And we know, man, that these people are going to start getting fucked up, man. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying, man? That's what it's all about, man. So, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna read this one scripture, and then I'm gonna cut and give it back to you, brothers, man. And this is Revelations 3:15. It says, I know thy works, that thou art cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot. The reason why I put this out is because of all this information that's coming out, man. That's even more of a reference point for us to do these live shows and to spew this information out, because right now you're seeing the prophecy speaking, man, right in your face. So this is beautiful, man. And you know what? You see, if you check this article out, man, the thumbnail for it is that you know that America is gonna be destroyed camp sign, right? Yeah, that's the thumbnail for the article, man. So hey, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. All right, man. Hey, I'm gonna leave with you brothers. I'm gonna say, you know, all praise to YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles, man. You know what I mean? Hey, shalom, man. Shalom. Yeah, man.
Is that a quick scripture?
Yeah, come.
Is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12 says, for a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Yeah, because these devils, they got one idea with the nuclear nukes, not understanding that all this that they've put together is to their own destruction. The Bible says the wicked are snared by the workings of their own hands. So they're thinking, oh, we got this thing, it's a nuclear deterrent, which I got the article here. Let me just read it. I've got the nuclear triad. It's called a nuclear triad, refers to the nuclear weapons delivery of a strategic nuclear arsenal, which consists of 3 components. Traditionally, strategic bombers, that's your Air Force, intercontinental ballistic missiles, which is your Army, and submarine launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs. The purpose of having a 3-branch nuclear capability is to significantly reduce the possibility that an enemy could destroy all of a nation's nuclear forces in a first strike attack. This in turn ensures a credible threat of a second strike and thus increases a nation's nuclear deterrence. Okay, but all that ain't gonna stop them missiles from getting launched predominantly on America, because America's got the biggest nuclear deterrent. They got, I believe, they got 16 of them. 16 of them nuclear subs they have. That ain't gonna stop the nuclear missiles from being launched on America, man.
I've got a precept.
Yep, bring it up.
Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, that's right, man. These devils, man, they're on a short time frame, and this thing is heating up. We're in the midst of World War III, and Theresa May, in fact, let me play it. I'm gonna play Theresa May, what she said.
Yeah,
She's trying to play hardball right now. But that's all right. Play that hardball. The ball's gonna end up harder than even she thinks it's gonna be. That's why the scripture says they are gonna stand in fear when this thing goes down, man. Because she thinking that she's ready. She ain't ready for what's about to go down, man. Because it's gonna be so much death, man. It's gonna be out of control. Because the Lord is gonna make sure, man. I got this. Hey, hold this up. Let me play this for the Arkham. Put that up there, please. Baba Kashar. Is it on?
Yeah, it should be. It's flashing.
It's not playing any sound.
All right.
I don't know. Is it turned on?
I was playing really quietly.
What the hell?
First address.
Okay.
Oh,
They staunchly defended the country's possession of nuclear,
okay.
prepared to use nuclear weapons against other countries.
Is she personally prepared to authorize a nuclear strike that could kill 100,000 innocent men, women, and children?
Yes. And I have to say to the honourable gentleman, the whole point of a deterrent is that our enemies need to know that we would be prepared to use it. The answer to that is yes.
So she just said she's willing to kill a whole bunch of innocent people, man.
100,000.
Hundreds of thousands, millions even. That's the spirit of this devil, man. But I'm glad she said that. Okay, but even she don't know that the time is gonna come really soon where they gonna use them weapons, man. They get someone get that in the scripture, shall burn it with fire.
What is that?
And they go and they gonna end up mainly using their weapons on their ally, which is America, man. A lot of them NATO countries, which I got a list of the states with nuclear weapons here. Okay, which again, these nuclear weapons started with the so-called white man. All right. United States, they got mad amount of weapons, man. At the moment, according to this, the United States has got 1,750 which are active, 6,970 which are not active. That's the total. Russia's got around the same, but they got more overall nukes, which when you get to that level is
it don't really matter, like.
Which they both have the nuclear triad. The United States and Russia, they got the full level of nuclear weapons. The United Kingdom, they only have the sea-based nuclear weapons. So they don't have silos, well, on record. They don't have silos or strategic bombers. They've only got the Trident. That's why they're making such a big deal about it. France, they got strategic bombers and they got the same Trident system as well. China, they suspect that China has the nuclear triad. India, they got nuclear weapons. Pakistan, North Korea, and all these nations have signed something called the nuclear. Well, not all of them, but the majority of them have signed the nuclear. What's it called? Non-proliferation treaty, man. Which is all bullshit. At the end of the day, the so-called white man was given that sword. Now that sword is out there in the world, and those weapons are going to turn around and be used on the so-called white man, which is America. We're going, so make sure you follow all the scriptures. We're going to get into America's inevitable destruction.
I got the one. Yep. Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
That's talking of the 10 horns represent NATO, which is the butt body of America. America is that whore that rideth the beast being NATO, and they're riding side by side. They're ready to go gun ho into this war with Russia, man. But this war is gonna get so disastrous that by the end of the war, they're gonna be looking for a way to end it. And that way to end the war is gonna be to destroy America. That's gonna be the solution. This war, people don't understand, man. This Third World War is not even Theresa May understands the level of destruction and death that is going to come down. These nations have got weapons of unspeakable destruction, man. They've got, man, if you Google NATO's military might, yeah, there's like 15, 20-minute videos that just show all the destroyers, all the different boats and planes that these motherfuckers have that they're going to utilize. Russia's got their shit, China's got, they all going to utilize that on each other. These cities are going to be going up in smoke, man. Don't you know that? Forget about the nuclear weapons. They got normal bombs that can take out a whole 3-4 blocks, man. Like, just, you see what they be doing in Syria? Like, that, look, man, it's going to get busy, man. It's going to be so bad. They're going to say, yo, man, fuck this. We just going to destroy America, man, and put an end to this shit. The Lord's going to put that in their minds, man. They're going to betray America, man, in this war. And it's good, because even Trump is saying, oh, a lot of them Baltic states are going to switch to Russia real soon. Because that nigga Trump is out there talking about, oh, them Baltic states, we're going to have to revise if we're going to back them. You know what I'm saying? What was he saying again? Trump was basically saying, if they don't do certain things for us, we ain't going to help them. So he ain't exactly filling them Baltic states with confidence. So a lot of them Baltic states are going to go back to Mother Russia, because right now they can't trust America, man.
And the thing is, as well, is like, yo, they're just like with Ukraine, man. Russia's right on the borders with a lot of them. So if they want to, bang, send troops in, take over it, man.
Yep.
And then if the U.S. Army, if the NATO troops ain't in close enough proximity, they'll just leave over that wild.
And that's where tactical nukes come in. Which if you do your research into tactical nukes are different to like the standard ICBMs that they got in the Trident. Them things are tactical, so they're there to take out actual military units, man. And they're gonna be using tactical nukes, man. They're gonna need to. It's gonna be messed up, man. It's gonna be real messed up, this war that's coming. But ultimately, all them nations are gonna turn on America and destroy it. And we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it.
I've still got a bit more on
that. Oh, you were reading it. Yeah, read it. What did you have? Jeremiah 51. Yeah, hold that.
Cool. It says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
That fire is talking about them nuclear missiles that the UK have, which is beautiful, because the UK got the Trident missile system from America. That's talking about the nuclear weapons that France has. Let me see. I believe Germany.
Hey, return to sender, man.
Yeah, return to sender.
No.
Who else has it?
Can you read this before you find that?
Yeah, Italy has them. Spain don't have any in weak ass.
The brother put on here the top 10.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in Europe.
Oh, in Europe. Okay.
Yeah, in Europe, you got Italy has them. Looks like Belgium has some too. Turkey's got a lot of Americans on. Apparently, Turkey's got a lot of American nuclear weapons where they at tier 2.
Yeah. Because they said when the coup happened, they said like the warehouse got taken over or something got locked down. Like when the coup happened, and so they're just babysitting them for America.
I'll read this.
Yeah, go on.
This is Obadiah chapter verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were peacefully have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Yeah, and that's beginning with America. They're going to be betrayed. They're going to be betrayed, man. All right? They're going to be destroyed, man. And that was the whole purpose of the nuclear weapons in the first place. Get Isaiah, what is it, 54:16? When you go into the whole Manhattan Project and the development of the Polaris systems and all these different things, Esau had his own idea as to why he was developing these weapons, but ultimately it was set up that these weapons were going to be used, and they were going to be used predominantly on America itself, the very country who were responsible for starting this whole thing. They're the ones that were pushing out this nuclear thing. And the Russians did it in response. They developed the nuclear weapons in response to America. America was the first country to use nuclear weapons in war.
Yeah.
And they're going to be the last country that it's going to be used on. And that's justice. Okay? You got that?
Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy.
Yeah, the smith is the scientist, man. And them scientists, they weren't sleeping, man. They were energized. They were the brother Ramah, he mentioned being not being lukewarm, but either being cold or hot. When you watch them documentaries, those scientists were hot. The guy said in the documentary that they didn't have to tell them man to come in the morning. They were excited. It says that they had to tell them guys, look, man, go home. Them man they were about that, man. To this very day, Esau's about that sword. They were excited. They were into it, man. When they were building the Trident missile system, all of that, they were pumping in money. How much does it cost? We don't care. Put the money in there. Not knowing that all that research and that money that the Americans were putting into their nuclear weapons was all going to come back on them, man. And that's beautiful. That's what the Bible says, and I loved it, that the wicked is snared by the workings of his own hands. Because the other nations didn't put in the work to create that bomb. It was America and the Germans and that put in that work to create that bomb. And America's going to be the one to just be completely destroyed by it, man.
I got a quick reason.
Bring it out.
Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yeah, that's why they got the nuclear non-proliferation, but it's too late. It says the Treaty on Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, which most have signed. The only non-signatories is India, Israel, because Israel have got mad nukes, Pakistan and South Sudan. Them motherfuckers even have a missile. But most of these other guys have signed. America signed, Russia signed. Which is all hypocrisy. Okay? But all that, it says the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, commonly known as the Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT, is an international treaty whose objective is to prevent the spread of of nuclear weapons and weapons technology. Hey man, you gotta read that scripture again. You ain't gonna look, man. Read back, because this is gonna lead right back into that.
Isaiah 54.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to where I was in this thing. It says here, to promote the cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy and to further the goal of achieving nuclear disarmament and general and complete disarmament. That is not going to happen. This treaty was made in complete vanity. The counsel of the Lord, someone could get that as well. The counsel of the Lord, you can't come up against it. There's nothing that can be against the counsel The counsel of the Lord was for Esau to receive these nuclear weapons, and then for the other nations to then receive it from him, and then turn around and destroy him. This non-proliferation treaty is null and void, man. Okay, it's BS. All right. So all the nations that signed up to that shit, you're wasting your time. Okay,
You're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. Okay, read that again. The Lord had those weapons to be made for His purpose, man. Who are you to turn around and then say we're gonna disarm? First of all, Esau. That's all. Esau will never disarm. Us, them Edomites don't want. What did my man say? Charlton Heston, man. From my cold dead hands. Esau ain't gonna relinquish them nuclear weapons. Esau ain't gonna relinquish the superpower status. What the fuck you people think this is, man? That's why America and Russia still possess all them nukes. They're never gonna get rid of them nukes, man. Are you out your damn mind? Yeah, I'll just, we just destroy them. We decommission them. Ain't gonna happen, man.
Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Yep.
And I've created the waster to destroy it.
It's all set up by the Lord, man. That was the purpose. You got that precept?
Yeah, I think I got what you wanted.
Yep.
It's Proverbs 19:21. So there are many devices in a man's heart.
This new NPT, these new non-proliferation bullshit. That's a device in a man's heart. You got people out saying we got to stop World War III. That's another device in a man's heart.
That's some bullshit.
Theresa May, it's a deterrent. They ain't gonna deter a damn thing, man. They ain't gonna. It is inevitable that them nuclear nukes, as we say here in London, are gonna be shot. They're gonna be shot before you even get a chance to upgrade your system. Talking about 2028, man. You out your damn mind. Them missiles about to be shot, if not this year, next year, or the year after. Ain't gonna be no 15, 20 years from now, man. We in this time, man. So you better prepare, man, and get in your bunker so we could put your ass in slavery.
That's right. So there are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand.
And what's the counsel of the Lord? That America is completely destroyed with thermonuclear missiles, even from its own allies.
That's right.
Even from its own allies. That's the counsel of the Lord, and that's what's going to happen.
Well, the scripture say they shall hate the whore.
Well, yeah, hate the whore.
They shall hate the whore, so they're going to shoot on them, man. On that bitch.
And burn it up complete. All right? You got more precepts?
Yeah,
Jeremiah 51. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I'll raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me a destroying wind, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
And that's talking about ancient Babylon, but bring it today, modern day Babylon, which is mystery Babylon. Them nations are going to bring it to that. And guess what? World War III is going to be also fought on the shores of America. Not only are you going to have martial law, there's going to be Russian fighter jets and submarines, like they show you that in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where you had the Russian submarines. You actually had Russian forces in America, man. You're going to have Russian forces invading America. It ain't going to be like in World War II, when America entered into World War, which that goes into Isaiah 47, like you was talking about. They're diverging. Let's get that. Because America's really, since America was made, America's never actually been touched. Britain has been touched. You got the Blitz. France has been touched. Germany got totally fucking dismantled twice. Yeah, let's get that. America, when they any of the wars America has fought, they've fought it on foreign soil. The Vietnam War, where the Viet Cong in America the Viet Cong were in Vietnam. The Iraq War was where? In Iraq. Afghanistan is in America have not actually had a war where enemy combatants have actually penetrated America It shows you these men are the devil, man. Ministry of Defense, but all the wars they're fighting are not even in their land. Guys, you know?
Defending their borders halfway across the world.
You know? What the hell? Drone strikes, you know? These devils are
well, I had the article, man. It's just, well, I'll get it quickly. It's International Business Science in Syria. At least 85 civilians feared dead after US airstrike mistake. So I'm like, yo, I'm like, that's what day was that? July 20th. So that's like a couple days ago. Ain't no one heard about that.
Yeah.
Ain't no one heard about that. No one gives a fuck
about them when they come to.
When their family members make their way to Europe and start killing people.
Yeah.
Damn.
Goddamn devil, man.
It's devil. Yeah, let's bring what
Isaiah 47.
Yeah,
no.
Because America, we can get that. We can get it because it gets to the point quick. America is Babylon. World War II. When you go into World War II, Pearl Harbor. That's all they had. Which you can't really say that. That was just a military base out there in Honolulu or whatever the hell, and in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. That ain't America. That's just somewhere out there, and that was a false flag any damn way because they knew the attack was going to happen. They specifically moved all of the new ships out, and the only ships that were there were the old ships that they were going to do away with anyway. This man is the damn devil.
You know, that's a great movie, you know, it's a great epic.
Bombs on them, man.
Yep. But no one has actually ever attacked America straight up. But America's gonna get invaded from the north. Canada gonna get invaded, man. Them Russians are gonna be coming over the Arctic. Red Dawn show you that. Paratroops.
That's why they do, the reconnaissance, man. They do throwing around them oceans there, man.
And they got a big thing, dispute going on over in the
China?
I don't know what you call Arctic.
Yeah.
Like they've been disputing about oil but that's really for like getting tactical warfare.
Go on.
Okay, this is Isaiah 47 from verse 1, right? It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne."
Yeah, that's America. America, your royalty on the earth is being done away with, man. Your society is degraded and decadent, and your middle class is being gutted like a bull, like someone like when you're about to butcher a bull and you hang that shit by its legs, motherfucker's guts sit down in the middle and you just get bare guts just fall on the down floor. Your middle class is being gutted. That's why they're all up in Trump's rally, losing their damn minds, man, getting excited, man, because they really think Trump's gonna bring back them good days. No, that's not the counsel of the Lord. It's gonna be a cold winter, man, like Mr. Ice, Mr. Freeze said. Okay, there's no going back, man. If you want to live good life in America, you gotta get a time machine, man. You gotta invent that. Invent a time machine and go back to the 1950s.
We need to read on that, man.
And invent Facebook or something.
It's an old daughter of the Chaldeans, so thou shalt no longer be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind milk, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Right? And that's what's happening to America right now. They're being uncovered, they're being made naked. America, you got people like Edward Snowden, which he's got a movie coming out. They're making a Hollywood movie on him. Who's the other guy?
RT, the whole of RT.
Yeah, they even locked off. You know what they said they locked off Al Jazeera, but you can watch it on the HD channel. But basically, their Press TV that got made illegal a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Press TV is informing. The video you just showed was off
Press TV. Yeah.
So they're being uncovered, man. But then really, it's like Ramar was telling me about it, saying that before the golden era of conspiracy theories was like the 80s, where they're coming up with raw information. And then what basically happened is, in this day and age, they stopped killing them and all that kind of stuff because they just put shields in, which is like guys like Alex Jones. It's just disinfo, you know. So they ain't really got to kill them no more. They just let them run with this information. But they're being more and more uncovered.
Yeah, every time the IMF goes somewhere, someone's throwing a shoe at these guys. Yeah. People are waking up to the IMF and all that.
Rothschild was getting set up on in South America. You know, like they get questioned when people catch them out, they get questioned. They've been exposed.
America is filth, man.
Yeah.
And they're getting exposed. And even all this stuff that's going on where you're having the riots shows everything ain't hunky-dory in America. And people are seeing that. They're saying, hold on, America's going around the world telling people you're doing this, you're doing that. But then your police officers are killing them Negroes, and man's got shooting Negroes that got their hands up in the air like they're praying, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like this, you just shooting them. So all that is part of, because America puts off this image that they got everything under control, you know, their human rights record. They want to lecture China on their human rights record, and then China looking at them like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, but then you know, someone sneezed and 85 civilians died, man. You know?
And they got Guantanamo Bay where they're torturing men.
But they said there was a guy that they kept, like, well, I think it was like there was no crimes charges against him. They kept him 14 years. And they're finally letting them out. I saw that, and I'm like, these guys are jokers.
What kind of man? How you gonna keep a man in jail for 14 years? You ain't charged him yet. That's the devil. But if China did that, they'll be all over the news. This is horrible. This is a violation of human rights.
Yeah.
This man is the devil, man. He's a hypocrite. That's why the nuclear missiles are gonna cleanse them motherfuckers. Go on up, carry on.
Verse 3 says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah, your shame meaning your guilt. And what's the main guilt that keeps coming back? You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it, man. But for some reason, this whole little episode of the Atlantic slave trade just keeps coming back up. Like crackers are getting pissed. Like, what the fuck, man? Can't we just get over it? That was a long time ago, you nigger. You know, that's
like, get over it, you fucking nigga.
Changed.
You know, they showed us that. We're watching that Everybody Hates Chris, where they were having an episode on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
And he basically was, because you know he went to school in a cracker neighborhood, so basically he was there talking about his Thanksgiving experience with his family, and he said. He just basically said straight up, he was saying it dumb, like he weren't really engaged mentally. But he just said it like, yo, like, yeah, we had a good Thanksgiving, you know, and I'm very thankful that I'm not an Indian because we didn't get butchered up after we helped the white man. And they made a holiday of it. So basically he was putting it out, and then all the white kids in there were just looking at, you know, like, yeah, you're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Like, quiet, man.
And then the guy in the doorway crying. Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking that's dumb because you're a nigga anyway. He was a slave when that shit.
Yep. He was a slave.
If guy didn't get taken down, you would have ended up over there.
Yep. So that just shows, man, these devils, man. This the shame, the guilt of America isn't stopping, man. It's not gonna be hidden. Go on up.
Yeah. So I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. The Lord's coming back in his power.
That's the spirit of the
Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
No, as for our Redeemer, because there's a separation. America has no Redeemer, man. Look, man, let me say this, man. America does not have a savior, right? You don't get to elect a savior. Okay, YAHAWASHI decides who's going to be a savior of what. YAHAWASHI is a savior of Israel. Okay, there is no, like, Elam don't have a savior. Right? That doesn't exist. I don't care what they put in their Bollywood films. Okay, I don't care if you want to invent saviors, Captain America and the Avengers. These things are fictional. America does not have a savior. Okay, there is no force in the universe. You still got the scripture on the council. You got to bring that out again.
Quick one, just on your point. This is Romans 8 and 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the power. So that's basically like we were saying about they don't have no. They're waiting for us to be manifest. They just don't know it right now, man. You know what I mean?
You are not gonna save America, man. America will not be saved. Oh, God bless. I heard the last part of his latest speech. God bless. We're gonna make America great again. God bless America. What have you been smoking, my man? God bless it. Why the hell would God bless America, man? You know, that's like God blessing Beelzebub, man. What's wrong with you guys, man? Why the hell would God bless America, man? What are you out of your mind? Are you serious? Are you crazy? What the hell? Give me one. I would like one good reason why God bless America, man. You know, it doesn't even make no sense. You don't even believe in God, man.
Let me read a quick cut.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zechariah 11:5. They possess a slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich," and their own shepherds pity them not.
Them man's actually, they're on a different tip. If you actually believe that God will bless America, then I don't know what to say to you, man. That cesspool of a place. Oh man. Go on, carry on up.
You want to read Proverbs again?
Huh?
Yeah,
read that Proverbs again. You devils are not going to save America. Trump is not going to, Alex Jones and Trump are not going to save America, man. Madness. Go on.
Yeah, Proverbs 19:21. So there are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand.
The counsel of the Lord is America's going to be destroyed. We don't keep bringing that out. That's the counsel of the Lord. That's not our counsel. That's the counsel of the Lord. We don't own any nuclear weapons. We don't have Great Millstone don't have no nuclear triad, man. We don't even have, you know, the shell casing for a nuclear weapon, man. Okay, we don't possess no weapons grade plutonium, all right?
Just the spirit.
Carry on with Isaiah 47.
Most get a butter knife and fire in our toast, man. That's
The only closest we get is a microwave.
Yeah.
Go on.
This is Isaiah 47:5. It says here, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O door of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms."
Yeah, all that niceness, because America is known as that place full of niceness. You know, niceties, peace.
Yeah.
You know, the police, the friendly police officer. Yeah. You know, you go up to him and ask him for directions. Now you ask a cop for directions, he might fucking blow you away, man. Get back!
I told him to stay, put his hands down.
How did you do that? Hey, man.
Oh no! Shot him! I didn't want to do that.
No, you did. You told him to get his license.
Hey, the delicateness of America is done, man. And it's being seen. The whole world's watching it, man. The riots and Black Lives Matter and all this shit, man.
He saw the devil, man. The guy was down there breaking the tail.
Yeah.
I told him. I was like, what the fuck, nigga? Like,
He's all like a big kid, man.
If that's him, he's like some bro. Imagine what Esau was like when he cried with lost his blessings.
But you put these guys at the head of a damn drum. No wonder these guys are killing like 85 people by accident.
It's just like,
Could have
blow
up the wedding. Like, oh, why were you getting married?
Guys are like a fat kid. When you give a fat kid a cake, and you say, take one slice, and you leave him to his own devices, get carried away, man. That's Esau, man.
Yeah, there's a group of people there. I thought I saw a man on the camera. And they got a film out called Eagle Eye, which is all about the man doing that shit. This white man is crazy, man. Fuck!
This is verse 6. So I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance. And given them into thine hand.
Yeah, by giving Israel into the hand of you devils, the Lord polluted, because you devils, Israel was wicked as hell. This cannot be disputed. But you devils took Israel and made them super wicked.
Thou shouldest not.
The Negro, the dirty, grimy nigger that you see out there on the street acting like a damn fool is nothing but the product of Edomite social engineering, man. You're the ones that for years telling niggas how stupid they are, that they ain't never gonna be nothing. You put a negative stereotype in the minds of these jakes, man. Generation after generation. Even when you watch that film, Red Tails, they said niggas couldn't even fly planes. Niggas, the Negro is incapable of flying a plane. Here it is. Jake got in a plane and started giving it to the Luftwaffe. At every turn, John, you can't do this. You can't do that. You push them negative stereotypes out there into the minds of these bald-headed Negroes, man. You drive them up. Them niggas is dead. Them niggas are dry. They're void of any understanding. The nigga is your creation, Esau.
And a couple were selling crack in their neighborhoods and stuff to them.
The crack and all that, man. That's you. Them niggas are acting like you. That's why the Bible said to them niggas, ye are of your father, the devil. In fact, real quick, someone get that.
I got a quick one.
And who's the devil? You Edomites. Them niggas are your children.
That's right.
Quick one. Jeremiah 5 and 27. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they have become great and waxen rich. Verse 28. They are waxen fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
Yeah, niggas wicked as hell, man. Because they learned from you, Esau. Like in jail. Don't you know that whole thing about raping a guy and all that stuff goes back to you, Esau, buck breaking. You're the ones that push that buck breaking vibration, man.
Show we boss.
And guess what? They always talking about the prisoners raping dudes. Yeah. What about the wardens? The guards, and they be raping niggas too.
It showed you that in the Quentin Tarantino film, man. With Big Rames again.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
And that was buck breaking. Yeah. So that whole prison vibration really goes back to Esau, man. And that buck breaking.
Fucking devils, man.
The devils, it's all you, Esau, man. You're the devil, man. That whole get money, that comes from you, Esau. You're the one that did anything to get money, man. Yeah. Christopher Columbus was a nigger, man. He was about that dollar bill, y'all. That dude did complete genocide for gold, man. He didn't give a fuck, man. Oh, these people are some of the most loveliest, peaceful people I have ever met in my life. But yeah, you gotta get that money up, son. I had to get my money up. That's that nigga spirit. You crackers are the real niggas, man. You the ultimate niggas, man. You turned the whole world into a ghetto. Jacob destroyed a ghetto. You turned the whole world into a ghetto, man.
Hey, they showed you that attitude in Paid in Full. Well, really, Alpo, man. Well, Paid in Full. When he's like, yo, I didn't want to kill him, but it was just. If you watch the documentary, as she said it, I love the rich, but it was just business. And that's
Esau. That's Esau, man.
It's just business. Nah, it ain't business. That's your problem, man. You ain't meant to be.
But that's Esau, man. You got that John 8 and 44. So all your chickens are coming to and them grimy ass animals you created are gonna be unleashed on you crackers, man. Them animals, them gorillas, man. Them beasts. Hounds.
John 8 and 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning.
So you wondering why these Jakes are a bunch of murderers, man? Tamahu. Tamahu apes, boy. Oh shit. That's why you see Chicago, Jacob doing all that murdering and killing. They got that from their daddy, man. They got that from their daddy Esau, man. Esau, you're the top killer, man. You're the top murderer, man. And I'll say this, man. A lot of murders that go unsolved are done by you Edomites, man. Because you Edomites are psychopaths, man. You Edomites, see, Jacob have war with a guy. Jacob have beef with a dude and kill him. That's why they always get caught. Because the police know it's so easy. The police know, like, okay, this guy got found face down in the dirt. Go and interview his girlfriend and interview his friends. Find out who didn't like him. Oh, yeah, man. That nigga Richie said he was gonna kill that nigga. Go to Richie's house. Richie's so stupid. He still got the murder weapon tucked underneath the his favorite gun.
Like bird in the wire.
Yeah. Jake get caught. Jake get caught because Jake kill people that they know. Jake hardly ever randomly kill people. Jake killed guys they know. Everyone knew it was him because they had beef. And Jake could talk about it. These Edomites kill people they don't know. These Edomites do that. You know how many Edomite serial killers? Man, Esau goes out there and he kills people and he doesn't get caught because he's got it all figured out. They're psychopaths. They were wearing gloves. They'll sprinkle crack. They'll know exactly what to do to avoid detection. All you got to do is watch that program Dexter, man. You think that's a joke? A lot of them unsolved murderers, even in the hood, you get Edomites that go into the hood late at night, kill a nigger, and then just leave the hood. The police won't even stop them.
Yeah.
Esau is a murderer, man. A lot of them Edomites you see that are doctors, and they kill people on the weekend. That's what they do to relieve themselves.
Oh, what's it
They just
called,
don't
man?
get caught.
I think American Psycho, man.
American Psycho.
American Psycho. My man's like, he's apparently got it all together, you know. He's got the nice apartment, nice job, but he has to go out and murder a homeless guy every once in a while, man.
Esau does that, man.
It's like the Persian, man. That's what they, feelings on it, to go out there and just kill people.
And they do it. They do it, man. Esau kills a lot of people. They just don't get caught. When you see a serial killer get caught, that's just one dude that wanted to get caught. He wanted the attention. There's a lot of Edomites out there that they don't want the attention. They just kill. And they'll pile up. How many times the Edomites get caught with 25 women buried in his backyard, and his woman knew about it. His woman was in with it, man. And did you know these people? No, we just randomly picked them up. That's Esau. Esau will just murder. These niggas out here, they get that from you, Esau, man. That's your spirit, man. Fucking devil. Anyway,
closest a nigga do to that is pick up one night and man, pick up a random girl and beat her.
Yeah, that's all.
That's
Yeah, but Esau will pick up a random girl and drill a hole in her head and piss acid in there or something. Out of his damn mind, man. You had all these rippers, guys, always end up being Edomites, man. Yeah. You know, just go out at night.
When you ever heard ain't ever seen no black ass nigga just there like, just desire.
They wanted it.
I'm like, no. These serial killers.
These devils are sick, man. These devils are murderers, man. And all you jakes that don't know this, you gonna find out that all them crackers in that them good God-fearing Christian crackers in that trunk, they ready to kill them, man. They ready to show their true colors. They're all a bunch of murderers, man. All them kind Christian fucking God-fearing folk. Why do you think Jake don't fear God no more? Jake used to fear God on a certain level. Now Jake, because of Esau, man. Because Esau don't have the fear of the Lord, man. Go on, man.
There's Isaiah 47 verse 6. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy.
They didn't show us no mercy, man. They act like they do, but they didn't show Jake no mercy. First of all, they didn't release us from captivity and give us the means to be self-sufficient. They didn't give us the startup capital, man. You can't release someone into the world without startup capital, man. You know that, Esau. Esau, you're an economist. Esau is an economist. He has schools of economy. He knows you can't just release someone into the world with no land and no capital and expect them to do anything. They're going to come right back to you. Esau knows that, man. Who don't know that? When you go on Dragon's Den, why are them people on Dragon's Den? They're looking for startup capital. If you don't have startup capital, you're going to have to go borrow. You have to sell your idea or what. But if you got your own money, you got your own resources, then you can do your own thing. Then you'll turn around and say that you niggas can't do anything for yourself. Motherfucker, we was in slavery, man.
But Esau is meant to know the scriptures, right? But anyone that's a servant under somebody after 7 years, we release them with cattle, with
liberally.
That's right.
Yes. Liberally out your flock.
And he has to be sufficient for himself, like the brother was saying, man. But hey, Esau wasn't about that, man.
Esau didn't do it. That's why Esau's a damn devil, man.
I was gonna say, but then when the heathen come over to the UK, a lot of these guys, them fresh Arabs, them fresh Indians, all these guys that come at Esau will give them that startup capital so they can open shops, bursaries, grants, all that shit. They can start businesses over here, man. That's why you have guys,
and you don't have to pay those.
You don't pay it back. They just give you like extra money,
credit or the finances to back up and shit like that, man.
And that's why because the Edomites get it so easy. That's why they look down on Jake. Like I was watching one program where you had this Edomite and he had a successful limousine business. And guess how he started his business? His parents bought him his first limousine. And then obviously he started getting clients from, because his parents had connections, so he started getting clients through that. And then Once you start making enough money, then you buy another limousine, you know, and then you start renting that out, and that's how you do things. You start building up. Now, how can Jake? I was watching it thinking, how can a Jake from the hood do that? His parents can't even buy him a Fiat, 2001 Fiat Punto.
They won't even buy the food.
They can't even pay the insurance for a Fiat Punto.
I remember I had to twist my parents' arm just to get a provisional license. Like, yo, give me a provisional. I want to start driving. You know,
Bell's one was like £15 or something.
Then they didn't want to give me no lessons. They didn't want to pay for my theory, nothing.
That's Jake, man.
It's no joke for Jake.
It's no joke, but Esau's got that capital, man. And then you try and pretend like, you know, everything's fair now. It's a fair deal. We're equal. You niggas just this. You niggas just that. The Lord's gonna destroy you crackers, man. Now you're losing the middle class. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that now? Bastards. Go on, man.
Just a quick precept, because he said no mercy. James 2:13, for he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy.
That's right.
And mercy rejoices against judgment.
Like the shooting in Germany. Whether it's a false flag or not, there was no mercy in there. Whether it's the truck. Man, woman, and child were getting run over. They're getting mowed down. No mercy. Esau, you ain't gonna receive no mercy. The white woman ain't gonna get no mercy. The white baby ain't gonna get no mercy from the Lord.
Man, they ain't getting no mercy, man.
There's gonna be no mercy, man.
In judgment, there is no mercy.
You gonna get it, and you beginning to get it, man. Ah! You motherfuckers are on the floor and dropping and rolling like there was a fire. Go, man.
Sorry, could I quit?
You
said it. I should have repeated it, man. This is Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Hey, that's the Lord, man. That's the Lord. Lord wants that, man.
That's the counsel of the Lord.
That's the counsel.
And you white bitches don't get happy because it's ravished. We ain't gonna have fun. We ain't gonna have fun.
And then you're gonna put me in the mines.
Yeah, that's it, man.
You're gonna enjoy the mines, white woman.
I got a quick scripture.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is Zechariah 1:15. I'm very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
You devils, man. You devils forward the affliction, man. And you're at ease about that. You devils really will have fuck what we did to you Negroes. You Hispanics, fuck y'all. Just forget about it, nigga.
Be grateful for what we're giving you now.
Be grateful that we allowed you to become an American citizen. And you run track and field for us, nigga. That's their spirit. Their spirit is like, yo, we got the nukes. You niggas ain't gonna do shit about slavery any damn fucking way. Just shut the fuck up about it so we can get back to this American dream right here. That's the spirit of Esau. They're at ease. They don't. The average Edomite doesn't truly consider, like Alex Jones. They don't consider that ultimately the reason for everything that's happening is the controversy of Zion. The reason why America's gonna be destroyed is because of what you did to them niggas. And that blows an Edomite's mind. They're like, but who are they? In their mind, they're like, why? No, that can't be. That can't be why our economy is going down. That can't be why the middle class is being destroyed. Not because of these niggas. Because they don't consider Jake to be big, but they don't understand that these same people you call niggas is spicks, wetbacks. They're the people of the Lord, the Heavenly Father, man.
Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for.
They ain't trying to think about Jake coming out the condition that they're in. They don't even really make movies about that. They'll make a movie with a black president. They ain't gonna make a movie where Negroes. There was only one movie I see they made like that where Negroes just rose up like and just took down crackers and put them in slavery. They ain't even try to make a movie like that.
Planet of the Apes is like
it's like Apostle Todd did the video on the Hannibal film, man. They ain't let that film come out, man. So that shows they're not about pushing that vibration out at all, man.
And even the last, because we're watching Black Dynamite recently. And the end of the movie, I never realized this until I watched it this time. The nigga actually turned around and said, now you're going to take good care of my people. That's some coonery, man. The whole movie's banging up everyone, back. And he said, listen, Whitey, if you want no more problems, you better take good care of my people.
We don't want Esau to take care, man.
We're
gonna take care of your ass, man.
Yeah, that's it.
With them iron rods.
Hey, you still got that scripture you just read, wisdom.
Nah, I finished it.
Well, a bit more. You like, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Wisdom Solomon 5:3. It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he who we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools account his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Yeah, they count the end of the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be without any position, to be low. That's how they look at you, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians, man. They believe in white supremacy, and that's what you niggas out there don't understand. You think a white supremacist is some guy with a white fucking hat over their head with some holes poked in there. That's not what white supremacy is. Sarah is a white supremacist. Johnny at work that gives you a high five is a white supremacist. At the end of the day, at the back of their mind, they always will believe that their people have a superior history to you, have a superior intellect to you. Okay? This is what they've been taught.
Yep.
Whether they want to be your friend or not, whether they say, yo, what up, Jamal? They're all white supremacists. Even the white woman that you're bending over, she in the back of her mind, she thinks her people are better than your people.
Yep.
As far as she's concerned, you come from Africa, nigga, where you was rolling around on trees until the white man found you and taught you how to read and write. This is what they believe.
Yeah. She's doing you a favor, bringing it into a white household and all that kind of stuff, making your life better.
Okay.
You know, she might be getting the dick, but that's it.
She's still a white supremacist.
I'm gonna torment. I don't even want the pussy. I don't even want the pussy. I'm just gonna fuck you.
You don't want the pussy?
Oh, I do. I'm gonna get carried away. I don't want that. I want to make their life difficult, man. They're gonna suffer like the nigga woman suffer, but nothing, man.
They're gonna have to get it in, man.
And this is verse 5. It says, how is he numbered among the children of God, and he's not among the saints?
That's right. We're the last people they consider to be the people of the Lord. That's why they would never, Esau himself would never bring up what they did to us as a reason for the judgments which are coming upon them now.
Yeah.
They would never consider that. Alex Jones ain't gonna say, well, maybe the reason why America's going downhill is because of what we did to the nigga. No. He's just gonna hire Jakari Jackson and some other nigger woman and have them parading around so niggas can come and buy his products now and think that they're patriots. You niggas are not considered Americans. Ain't you walking up to that fact yet? You are African Americans, man. You are not Americans, man.
Can I just bring this article quick? Because this is just on the Munich shooting. It's an article and this interests me. It says Selena Akim did Facebook account lure people to OEZ Munich shopping center. And it says this afternoon a gunman opened fire at the shopping center in Germany. Whilst I was skimming through various tweets, I came across a link to the following Facebook post. And basically it's just like, yo, there was a Facebook account set up like from June, some Arab lady's face on it. Just basically like all the posts she put, which is like in the days leading up to the shooting, was saying come at 4 o'clock either to the McDonald's or to the shopping center, and I'll buy you free stuff, or I'll this is that. There was bare them posts. That's all the account was used for.
But that's what you get for eating my bread. That's judgment alone.
I'm like, yo, that's some setup shit, man. They just, yo, that's some in there. Because I'm like, yo, they were just, and then the account's been locked down now, but then they were just saying, yo, people are going up saying, yo, man, this is bad. It's a setup, man. Yep. That shows that it's done been set it up, man.
Yep.
Some bait false flag, man.
It's carried with Isaiah 47.
Yeah, okay, this is verse 6 again. Okay, it says, I was drunk with my people, and I have put my inheritance in their name and given them into thy hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the Asian hast thou heavily laid thy yoke.
Yeah, Esau used to work Jake till they died. And it's still the same thing. Go on.
So therefore, it's like a verse 7. It says, and thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
And that's exactly that. They never once considered, yo, all this evil shit that we're doing to the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. I mean, when I read in the Bible, when nations did evil shit like this, eventually they paid for it. Since they're such good God-fearing Christians, they would know that. They didn't even consider that. That was not even a thing where, damn, we're doing all this evil shit to these people. Maybe one day we're going to have to pay for this shit. They weren't considered that. They never took it to heart. They thought we're going to be a lady forever. And that's why these fucking crackers are all up in the Trump convention acting, them dudes are acting like they're on cocaine. They probably are on cocaine. Them motherfuckers are hyper up because they're like, no, we're going to be a lady forever. America is not going down. We're going to make it great again. We're going to be the lady in this month. That's not the spirit they got.
Please, we about to get Mercedes Benz and ride down to the rodeo.
Well, they ain't going to buy Mercedes. They're going to go back to buying Ford.
Cadillacs.
Yeah.
And Chryslers.
Good. So they even just remember the latter end of it.
They didn't remember the latter end. We're at the latter end right now. The latter end is you are going down into death and destruction. Okay, and America's going to be completely burned with fire with any Edomites that are alive in it. Hey, that's why, you might get with an Edomite woman. She going to be burned up. She ain't getting on the chariot, so. You know.
Hey, you're going to be beaming up, looking down.
I'll catch you in the other side. Ciao.
So therefore, hear now this, that thou that are given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly.
That's right, they dwell carelessly. Now all of a sudden they want to build a wall. They're getting scared. Now all of a sudden they want to build a giant wall. How fucking archaic is that? In 2016, their solution to the problem is to build it. What do you call it? What is dumb nigga bitches said? He gonna build it tall. You know? What did the bitches say? He gonna build it. He's gonna build it strong, and he's gonna build it tall. So they basically they want to build a giant wall of China to keep the Hispanics out, man. Yeah. Well, really, that wall, that's a beautiful thing. You Hispanics should be happy about that. Because if you get locked out of America, that just means you weren't destined to get hit with them nuclear missiles, man. And all them crackers, they're gonna be looking to run over that wall, but they're gonna be destroyed, man. Hey, the time's gonna come when all you Americans are gonna want to leave America. No. You're gonna want to leave. Well, Joel Skousen, that's why he's got something called strategic relocation. That's why Jesse Ventura's in Costa Rica, man. He could already see, oh, shit's gonna hit the fan out here, man. We can get the fuck out of here, man. If you're in LA, man, and you're not a man of the Lord, do you understand what's gonna happen in LA? Oh yeah, he gonna build it too. What kind of man is that, man? That's a simple-minded shit. That's some archaic shit. Building a damn wall.
You know what it is? That's well, they had it in Black Dynamite, man. Like when the Senate was talking, my man was just rhyming. Oh yeah. And everyone started cheering, like the Senate that was selling them out.
Simple-minded shit.
And they said, look, and then the Black Dynamite was look, like everything. These people don't understand what the hell you're saying, but at least they could put his to a beat. Like that's what he said. So that's why they're gonna build it tall. They're gonna protect the soul.
Yeah, but hey, you build that wall, man.
We're gonna go from the jukebox to the ballot box. Shit don't make sense.
But that's exactly what Trump is doing, man. But them crackers were eating it up.
Yeah,
them crackers were eating it up. Showing you crackers. You know, we find out about you white people. You just dumb niggas, man. I mean, Obama had a whole heap of niggas fooled. But you can understand why a nigga will be fooled. Niggas have been in slavery. Niggas kind of thought that they made it. You know, they kind of thought that, okay, well, the guy's got melanin and he's going to be president. We've been held back. Now, man's president. The rent's going to go down. Free fried chicken for everybody. And niggas are uneducated. You know what I'm saying? Niggas are in the ghetto. Niggas
they don't know what a president's job is, man.
They didn't finish high school and shit. But you Edomites, you got the better education. But for some reason, you can't work out that Trump is a puppet. Yeah. Even Alex Jones can't work that out. He's going to take it to the elites. I mean, Alex Jones, he could work out Obama's a puppet, Hillary's a puppet. Everyone else in history is a puppet. But then Trump is just the Illuminati, King Illuminati. He's a two-back of politics, man.
He's a politician.
All eyes on me.
Yeah. They're fully trying to say he's not a politician. They're like, Donald Trump is just Donald Trump. But he's not. I'm like, bro, this guy superseded like politics. No,
These crackers are stupid,
I'm
man.
like, that is some dumbass shit.
He gonna build a wall. You stupid fucks.
Trump's about to deals, man.
I've got a quick reset.
Hey, go on up, man. This Trump guy.
He's gonna fortify the whole America. He's gonna turn into a whole fortress.
What the fuck is that war really gonna do? You need to worry about the Russian fucking specs now.
No, it's gonna be that film, Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to escape from America. Balls up, man. Locked in.
Like I said, them Russian forces and that are gonna invade America, man. That's what you need to be worried about. And the war ain't gonna stop them, man. Fucking war.
Scale the walls, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Even them cartels have got artillery to take down a damn wall, man.
But I'm like, bro, the war. I'm like, bro, I was watching what was it? The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and had the Berlin Wall there. I'm like, bro, any bomb you just set it in there, that's blow the shit up, bro. Man, put a cardboard, bro. One of them bombs that be blowing up in fucking the Middle East, bro, will blow a hole in that shit. Come on, man. Ain't gonna keep out no.
A French trucker one.
Them Mexicans, them Mexicans, hey, them guys want to get to America so bad, they gonna dig underneath them. They gonna have
they do that already.
El Chapo.
Don't let El Chapo anywhere near that wall, man. It's over. The whole of Mexico's coming in.
Which all that would happen if they built a wall is just they'll have their way to let you in and then control it, so they can make money off it.
Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but woe was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawing swords.
Yeah, I noticed that Donald Trump is not mentioned in the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, can't.
He's not talking about ending the Fed.
Yeah.
I know that much. Go on, carry on where you was.
This is Isaiah 47:8. It says, now therefore hear this, thou that art given unto pleasures, thou dwellest carelessly, that says in my heart I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah, you Americans actually believe America's the greatest country on the earth. Like that dumb motherfucker from American Sniper. Why do you want to be a Marine? Because America's the greatest country on the earth, and I'll die to protect it. You dumb motherfucker. Great how? Only thing you got is a great amount of nuclear armaments. What are you great in? Education? No, if you actually check the statistics, America's gone down in damn near every statistic there is, man. Your damn infrastructure's rated D or something like that, man.
Infrastructure.
Your population is like the GMO hippopotamus, man. Your population is 50% obese. Your children are obese. Children got autism. Zika babies, STDs is like rampant. What's so great about America, man?
Yeah, you know, we said about infrastructure as well. Hey, when was I didn't even know it was in New York City. That shit was like the back roads, you know, like the potholes you find in the back roads of parking and shit. You know, certain there at Mossad, them potholes and shit. That was in the city. I was actually shocked that that's like around the area, and it's like that, man. London ain't like that. Most of Europe, even London's like the lowest scale. You go Germany, Berlin's nice, man. You don't see no garbage. All of Europe is like that. So you know, America is
that's everything. That's why they got 560 billion going into their nuclear, their weapons, man, into warfare. Because
that's really all they're great in. That's really all America's great in at this moment in time. They still have a military. That's the only thing keeping the dollar up right now.
Energy D plus schools D.
Oh man, look at that.
That's awful.
Go on. Universities, scandal after scandal. The coach's fucking team.
Sadowski, whatever the fuck.
So and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. So that slaughter. Thou sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Yep.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood.
Yep.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
Because them nuclear missiles, man, is going to be a complete L. It's not going to be the ultimate L anyone's ever taken, man. Like, it's going to be this complete L. 3,000 square miles or whatever the hell America is, man. This L, this X off the planet, man. X out the universe, man. Completely gone.
Taking X's now, man.
The scripture says the Lord is going to draw out the line of confusion, man. All them great, the Golden Gate Bridge and, you know, the Sin City, Las Vegas and Hollywood and all this, them famous letters up on the hill.
Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, all that stuff, man. It's going to be completely gone. You know what I mean? It's going to be gone. Even them old ass ancient empires, you can still dig something up. You know what I mean? You can dig something. You know, crackers go around the world. They'll dig up some stone head or some shit. There ain't gonna be none of that, man. It's just gonna be the molten lava and shit, man. The Lord's gonna turn that place into the biggest L in history, man. Took a big L. You know, guys thought they were the duns.
America L minus.
Great L minus, man. And they were the most pompous.
Yeah.
They were the most pompous. They really thought that they were untouchable. The greatest country in the world. I'll die to protect it. Dummy. Not even these British people say some stupid shit like that. They call it Great Britain, but they don't mean it like that. They don't fucking get, you know, they'll curse Britain out.
They'll say, let's make Britain great again.
Where's that campaign? You fucking assholes, man. Make America great again. How you gonna do that, Trump? You're just gonna build a wall.
They should come upon thee in their perfection.
I'm gonna make trade deals with China. They're winning. You shut up, man. You ain't gonna do a damn fucking thing, man.
I don't even know this guy's some backroom hustler, man. Like, he's one of those like shiesty guys you meet in the alleyway getting a fucking designer gear for a knockoff price, man.
Fucking asshole,
shit, man.
That's cheap, man.
And why would they even think that he would be able to broker all these deals, man? Motherfuckers Chinese don't like you, man.
Britain don't like him.
Yeah. Well, he's nothing but Boris Johnson and drag. Good. Carry on.
So they should come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
Yeah, America's a giant talisman for the New World Order, man. That's all it is. America's a giant blood sacrifice and talisman for the New World Order. All over America is nothing but witchcraft, man. Even their buildings are based on witchcraft. Watch it. They got a whole city based upon witchcraft, man. Washington, D.C. They're also gonna have to destroy that. That place is oozing, man. That's the gate of hell right there, man. That's if hell did exist, the entrance to hell would actually be America, man.
The rectum of Earth.
The anus of the planet, man. That place is a fucking joke, man.
Verse 10 says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me."
Yeah, all that wickedness they be doing, that CIA. The CIA, man. See, they will put it in their movies. Oh, the CIA is stopping terrorist attacks. Really? No, the CIA are maintaining American hegemony over the world. And that isn't done by sending secret love letters and secret boxes of chocolate with you know, with a love heart on there. Yeah. This is from America, you know? No, it's done by staging military coups, by assassinations, by manipulating, destroying certain companies. You know? That's how it's done. That's how it's been done. All that James Bond, I hate that shit. I hate watching them stupid fucking programs where they make it look like the CIA and these assholes are actually out there stopping terrorists and saving the world. That is not the job of the secret services. Their main job is to maintain Edomite supremacy. The second job is for them to gather information on different political leaders so they can be blackmailed. Get them on camera popping some 8-year-old boy so that they can keep them under control. Like, if you ever try and buck up, we'll release that on the internet. Hey, that's what the CIA be doing, man. But they out there trying to stop bin Laden. Give me a fucking break.
Bullshit, man.
They're all them programs. I don't watch them, man. I hate watching them fucking programs, man. Them American self-righteous. Yeah, we gotta. He's planning on blowing up something up. I hate James Bond, man. That's not the truth, man. James Bond he's an adulterer too. Every film he commits adultery, man. I hate fucking James Bond, man. Bastard. Go on.
It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, ye have perverted thee.
Yeah, you perverted. You think because you basically learned how to manipulate the earth and you do psychological operations and all these different things, you think that you really ain't gonna go down. You think you ain't gonna pay. But you're gonna pay because ultimately everything you're doing is leading to your own destruction, man. The Bible tells you that the beast is going to ascend out of the pit and go into perdition, man.
Right.
That was your destiny, man. You got a date with destiny. You even made a movie called Road to Perdition, man. That's you, America. America's always been on the road to perdition, man. And you're still on that road. And Trump ain't going to take you off that road. He's steadily moving you further on that road.
They road to the bloody city.
He's kicking up again, man. He's like, yo, it was in second gear under Obama. But yo, using Trump, they're putting that in fifth gear, man. They're speeding down towards that destruction, man. Because that shows all these attacks, that more or less shows it's go time, man. And I really think they're not even going to let Trump get in. It's probably going to be suspended elections. Then, yo, when shit starts kicking off, man. Because I think the
best thing they could do is have Kanye shoot Trump alive.
So I think with the what do you call it, the Russian Olympic team, man, they said the whole Olympic team they can't even come. There's been bare agencies saying, look, man,
that's a giant psychological operation, making the people deem Russian as the bad guy. But they might have Trump shoot. Get shot by Kanye.
Hey,
you ain't got the answers, Trump.
How Trump? How Trump? How Trump?
No one knows the name of your clothing line.
No one knows. No, we don't know.
You don't know. Hey, for real, man. Hey, man. They might do something like that. You can expect anything from these motherfuckers, man. And if Kanye was MK Ultra, man, and Kanye's the kind of guy that they get to do that shit,
you
man.
don't even need to own MK Ultra, man. He's dead. He's done.
Oh, Trump.
I've got a quick thing about them not coming back up there on the road to perdition. Obadiah 1:4. Those that thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Right. And that's they've been going down since the 70s, man. And that is around the time when this truth started coming out, too.
The more this has been flourishing, the more that we're pulling down, like it told you, Corinthians, man.
Strongholds.
Yeah, pulling down strongholds, basically. The more this thing goes out and it's out there, the more we weaken, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone, weaken this man's system.
Yep, it's falling apart, man. These devils, man, they don't even want to be European no more. Yep. They just want to be British.
Can I get something quickly?
Yeah, go on.
So you got something, bro? Go on, you go.
Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So that cuts these guys talking about you can't hate Esau, where the Bible just said the Lord have indignation against Esau forever, man.
This is Jeremiah 51:8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
And a lot of guys, you got a lot of people that come from certain countries where they've seen a police state, where they've seen certain things. And there's articles out there where they're starting to go, look, man, it looks to me like America's turning into a police state. And all this stuff you see happening, these race riots and stuff, guys are gonna start going back to their countries, man. They're gonna say, I'm gonna bet it's better off taking my chances elsewhere. Because one of the wounds in America is the racial divide. And that's a heavy, America's probably for racial divide, there is no country as on a powder keg as America is, man. You better off going to India, man.
I'll go a quick research. Isaiah 13 and 14, and it shall be as a chase roll and as a sheep that no man taketh far. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land. And that's only what's gonna happen, man. You got those. I'm watching it on BBC News last night about an Arab dude out in America. He was saying 10 years ago when I come over to this country and everything was nice and beautiful. They accepted us, were treated nice. Now, I'm not sure. He's questioning really being in America, man. That's what's in their mind, man.
Yep.
And then with the tensions that's building up, they're about to catch a fight.
All these terrorist attacks that's happening, people are already thinking twice.
Yeah.
I believe Chinese tourists don't want to travel to Europe no more. They're starting to not want to go there because they see it as a dangerous place. It is. Because the shopping mall guys are getting shut down.
And we know groups can't run.
But apparently, my man in Munich, this guy was executing children in the McDonald's, man.
Oh man!
Shooting them through their Happy Meals, bro. Like,
What would you say?
Nah, the guy that was shooting.
So children got whacked down in the McDonald's.
That's what they're saying, bro. Like, yo,
see, man, it's all
damn. Your boss was saying on this week's camp, man. I want to eat at McDonald's, like, yo.
Boy, it wasn't so happy meal. That meal got turned dire, man. Go on, carry on.
This is back in Isaiah 47, verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know whence it riseth. And
and this is the thing. This thing is going to spiral out of control so fast. The majority of Americans are going to be shocked. They're going to be in complete shock because as far as they were concerned, it wasn't that long ago where everything was kind of all right. There was hope. They were on the TV. There were green shoots of recovery. We were in a recovery, and all of a sudden, the economy's collapsed. There's race riots, and the next door neighbors are dead on their front lawn. Cut the tall trees. There's people getting machete down outside, man, and they're not gonna understand it because most Americans are distracted by entertainment, like this Pokemon thing,
And the information came out. I forgot what guy, man. I was reading the article. I got it saved on my phone. Could bring it out, but basically, he was saying that Pokemon Go is basically a surveillance tactic, where basically it's just exposed. It's just a way for the elites just to know where everything is going on. Because once you catch it, when you see it, because I've seen it, people have it. Guys showed me at work from you. Basically, showed me it sets it out. Everything like GPRS, like GPS, like that. So it shows you and it shows the whole area. But when you find a Pokemon, then it actually locks
logs your position.
Like, it'll show you it through your camera. It look like a photo, but then the Pokemon will be there. So it's like that shit. It's showing. It's basically a surveillance tactic, man. That's all it is. So these things. I'll grab the article just in case we have time. But you can carry on.
Okay, back in Isaiah, it says, thou shalt not be able to put it. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off.
Yeah, so Trump ain't gonna change any damn thing. Black Lives Matter ain't gonna change a damn thing. You ain't gonna be able to put off what's about to come down in America, man, and in Europe. Okay, go on.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Right, that's it on that. Can we get Joel's 2nd chapter?
Yeah, I've got that.
With them nuclear missiles, see, going back to what we were bringing out earlier about the UK's Trident missile and the non-proliferation treaty and all that stuff. At the end of the day, those nuclear missiles were made to be shot, and they're going to get shot in this World War III that the Lord have prophesied, and America's going to get the large brunt of it, man, and be completely destroyed, man. Babylon the Great is falling, okay? That's what's going to happen, and we're seeing it being played out before our eyes, man. Go on, we'll read through that real quick, then we'll close up. Yeah.
Joel chapter 2 from verse 1. Blowing the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, they have not been ever the like, neither shall they be any more after it.
Yeah, that's talking about the nuclear weapons, because there weren't no nuclear weapons back then, and after this there ain't gonna be no more nuclear weapons, because all the nuclear weapons are gonna be shot. All of them are gonna be shot. Don't you know even the angels can shoot their missiles? The angels, you think the angels can't hack a computer, man? You come on. The angels did that. There was a story that happened, and the angels switched on the nuclear missiles, man. That can happen, man, because who do you think created the computer, man? Esau can hack a computer, but the holy angels who created the atoms and the electrons, they can't do that. Yeah, go on.
It's Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
This should be burning and fuel of fire, man. And that's what I'm saying. There's going to be all kind of missiles flying around, and it's going to culminate in them nuclear missiles being launched.
I've got a quick precept.
Yeah, go on.
To back you up on the angels. Baruch 3:36. He have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant and to Israel his beloved. So the point being that the computer comes from us. All this technology, Jacob is a form of all things. All technology comes from us. So who gave it to us? The Lord. So the angels have supreme power over it. They can deal with it.
They hack people.
And that's it. Daniel, when he said, yo, Michael, I believe it was Michael, said, come. You know, he has a strong mind. Come to make me. They're hacking the mind.
They're hacking people.
And the mind is set out like you could say
computer.
the computer, synapses and everything like electrodes.
Well, it is a computer.
It's a computer, man. RAM, all different.
It's a biological computer.
Back in Joel 2, verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, they have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Yeah, because there's not going to be no more wars like that. They're not going to. The nuclear missiles were only invented to destroy America. That was it. Yeah. They're not going to be around after that, because there is going to be no America. They were only created for the purpose of fulfilling the day of the Lord. And there's only going to be one day of the Lord, and that'll be it. We ain't going to keep no nuclear weapon as a souvenir, nothing like that.
Or like Terror of the Apes. Or the Turks.
Worshiping the damn fucking the turn, yeah.
Proverbs 16:4.
First of all, we're gonna be more powerful than nuclear weapons. The men of the Lord are gonna be more powerful than nuclear weapons, man. We're gonna have the power, man. We're gonna be the sons of God, man. We're gonna have greater power than any nuclear weapon. The only reason the Lord had this dumbass invent them nuclear weapons is because the Lord wants you to destroy yourself. This to show how stupid you are. You know, just to show how fucking inferior you are. You're gonna be destroyed by your own weapon, man. Which is like humiliating. That's humiliating, man. You're gonna be destroyed by your own invention. You're gonna rue the day that you ever invented them nuclear weapons, man. Because them same nuclear weapon, that Manhattan Project, you're gonna rue that day, man. You're gonna say, damn, man, maybe we shouldn't have invented this. No, you did it. You did it.
You could have lived.
No, hey, that just shows you the Lord ruled for the kingdom of men, man.
Well, verse 3: a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
Right, fire devoureth before them. That's when there's actually when they re-enter the atmosphere or going up in the atmosphere and all that, you actually get flames from the front, from the friction from the front of the missile. Okay, and then behind it you got the propulsion system that gets it up into the atmosphere, and then after that it just uses gravity and trajectory.
Well, you got the warhead as well.
Yeah, the warhead.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Meaning, the land is one way, but once it hits the target, it turns the land into a. Now, what's that talking about? That's what a nuclear weapon does. It turns the place into a desolate wilderness. It completely flattens everything, man. Okay. Well,
Yea, and
can an actual army of people turn a place into a desolate wilderness?
Come on.
Come on, man. No.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Nothing shall escape. So you ain't gonna be able to outrun this destruction, man. You ain't gonna be able to outrun that destruction. The only way you're gonna be delivered from the power of that nuclear weapon is if YAHAWASHI beam you up. You gotta be of the elect of Israel. If you ain't of the elect of Israel, if you see the missiles, you're finished. Okay? Because them missiles run fast, they run faster than you could ever run.
It talks about how they run in a second. No?
Yep.
So the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run.
Yeah, that means basically in the ancient world, when horses were riding into battle, it would kick up a whole heap of dust behind them. That's how the missiles are. If you ever see a launcher launch off missiles, all you see is like a puff of smoke and shit. They even
coming up out of silo.
Yep.
So like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people sit in battle array. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness.
That's right. They're going to be messed up. They're going to lose hope. After all the shit they've been through, now they've been through race riots, martial law, invasion, and then they're going to see them terrible last ICBMs entering through the atmosphere, man.
They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
Meaning they're going to defeat all the defense systems of the Americans specifically, and they're all going to hit their target, man, which is on the shores of America. Go on.
Just a quick mention as well. That's why it mentions like men of war, because they are not actual men of war.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
It says neither shall one thrust another.
Yep. Yeah, they're not going to be intercepted.
No flying bombs, no.
They're all going to do their thing.
They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
That's right, because the whole purpose of the weapon is to implode, is to destroy, is to explode, man. Okay.
And they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that execute his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. Who can abide it?
And that shows you that's going to be when the Lord actually returns, man. YAHAWASHI returns, and the army is talking about the same army which is spoken about in Ezekiel the 37th chapter, which is the elect. Okay, who are going to bear witness to that destruction, man, from in the chariots, man. Okay, so all this bullshit that these people are coming up with, man, they got their own ideas about what they're going to do and what they won't do. No, we're telling you through the Spirit of the Lord what you're going to do. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's set in stone, man. You could call us terrorists. Well, we don't own no bombs and guns and no nuclear weapons. You got the nuclear weapons, motherfucker. What we're saying is America's going to be destroyed with nuclear fire. You can't pin that on us. I'd like to see you try it. Yeah, these Israelites said they're going to destroy, with nuclear fire. Nigga, the fuck we going to do that? No, you going to do it. You going to do it to yourself, you morons. Peons. All right. And that's scripture. Okay. And one last scripture, man. Give me one in Revelations. Thus with violence, man.
18?
Yeah. We'll close up.
Oh, Revelations 18 and 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
That's right, man. And that's them nuclear missiles, man. And that time is near. So we gotta stay locked in the spirit, man, and keep watching, because it seems like every other day something is happening to escalate this thing, man. This thing's gonna go down fast, man. Got a lot of guys thinking about, like Nate, thinking about 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You out your damn mind. You can see the times are speeding up, man. And the end game is at hand, man. It's gonna be a crazy summer, man. And again, the Bible tells you quite clearly that the plagues, when the Lord begins to send the plagues on the earth, the plagues shall not slack. So they're just gonna come more and more, faster and faster, to exponentially, man. So hey, it's only July. We're almost at the end of July.
Yeah, June.
And we're going into August in a few weeks, man. And we don't know what the hell they might do.
Oh yeah, and they had just some, the news with the falsy nails for women. Oyster cards, yeah. So that's even moving towards RFID chip. By marketing that as a form of the tech moving to the chip.
They actually issuing that shit, or did that bitch do as a university project or some shit?
You know what? I didn't read the article.
I think she did it as some fucking project.
Yeah, I don't think that's the whole man.
They're not issuing it, but it's all part of it.
But it's part of it, yeah.
So anyway, hey brothers, we're gonna close up, and Lord will be edified, man. And stay tuned and locked in. And yeah, man, that all this nuclear armaments was made for the counsel of the Lord, man, basically to destroy America, man. These devils, they made these weapons, and these same weapons they made is gonna be the end of them. So with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.